Hello, welcome, right? Last week of February. This is our, wrap up here for our psychonutrition track. This week, right, we're going to be hydration, consistency, follow through, all of the things, all of the why small little physiological support can make consistency that much easier for us. So, right, we've been talking about it all month. All month it's been consistency, not forcing, not demanding it, not trying to out-discipline our real lives, but designing support so that follow through becomes easier for us. So today we're going to talk about hydration, and we're not going to talk about hydration as a health rule, not as something to track or to perfect, not as another thing to do right, but as a stability tool. Okay, because sometimes what people call a motivation issue or a discipline issue or a follow through problem is actually just a system that's working harder than it needs to. So I'm going to be clear about something right away. Okay, hydration isn't about drinking more water. It's about how supported your nervous system feels at its baseline. Here's what matters physiologically in very simple terms. Even mild dehydration increases cortisol. Cortisol variability impacts our focus and our emotional tolerance. And the brain reads dehydration as stress, not dramatic stress, not emergency stress, but low-grade background stress that matters because your system feels subtly stressed. It shows up in ways people don't usually connect to hydration, like irritability, mental fogginess, impulsivity, difficulty following through. So here's the reframe I want you to hold gently for yourself. Sometimes what feels like inconsistency is simply a stress system asking for support. Not a lack of commitment, not a lack of integrity, not a failure to stay on track. This is where consistency gets misunderstood. Consistency isn't just behavioral, it's physiological. Follow through requires steady energy, and steady energy depends on what? Baseline support. And hydration, my friend, plays a quiet but very powerful role in stabilizing that baseline. So this isn't about doing more. It's about removing friction. When your system has what it needs, you don't have to push yourself as hard to follow through. That's why this matters inside emotional performance work, because clarity, steadiness, and consistency don't live in willpower. Right? They live in support, and support changes how hard everything feels. So let's keep this practical today and pressure-free. This is not a hydration challenge. It's a consistency support. We're not measuring ounces. We're not aiming for perfection. We're not turning this into another obligation. Some very low effort ways to use hydration as a support for yourself look like the following, okay? 1, starting the day with hydration before any stimulation, okay? Before your coffee, before email, before news, before problem solving. We want to pair hydration with transitions, not tasks, okay? Using hydration as a reset cue, not a rule. Noticing emotional clarity and steadiness shifts rather than tracking numbers. This is more important, right? This is about listening to your body, not policing. Support doesn't need to be perfect to be effective, okay? It just needs to be present often enough that your system doesn't feel like it's operating on empty. So if consistency has ever felt elusive, that doesn't mean you lack discipline. It means that your system needed more support. Small physiological changes compound. Consistency grows quietly, and support always comes before trust. When your system feels supported, you trust yourself more. And when self-trust increases, your follow-through becomes easier without force. Anchor this month in here, okay? Consistency, my friend, isn't something you force. It's something that you make possible. As February closes, I want you to notice what became easier for you this month. I want you to notice what required less effort for you. I want you to notice where follow-through felt more natural. You have to acknowledge it. You have to take the time to bring it to the surface, look at it, appreciate it, value it, celebrate it. Okay? This isn't coincidence. What this was your system responding to the support you were giving it. And that's exactly the work we've been doing all month long, quietly, intelligently, and sustainably. I'll see you in March.